Hey everybody, this is Jamey Jordan here. And a little while ago we were working on this bomber seat. So now we're back for part 2, and today we're going to work on the side panels, and we're going to do a neat little design on the back of this seat and show you guys what this 19-inch bead roller can do. So we just got this machine in with all the new accessories on it. It's got all the capabilities of the big machine, and we're going to show you guys exactly how this thing can be used to do some really cool artwork on this seat. The first thing we're going to do is pop these two side panels off and lay out a little design on it. Okay guys, quick little tip for you. Say you want to lay out a bead roll around a curvy, wavy little surface. Well, here's the trick. Take your piece of metal, bend it at a 90-degree angle, and lay out some holes, whatever increment you're looking to do, and then you can take it and lay it right there on the corner of the edge, and then follow along as you go. And so that way I'll have two perfectly even bead rolls at each one of these marks. So let's lay this out. All right, now that we've gone ahead and gotten our curvy edge, what we're going to do now, use the layout tool and lay out our straight edges. Okay, now that we've got a design laid out on the panels, we're going to take them over there to the bead roller, throw on the stencil rolls, and see if we can't outline this and get a really cool border. Something similar to this, and see if it looks good. Okay, for this design, what I'm thinking is around 1/8 of an inch gap should give us exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to set it up like that, try it out, and see what happens. If we don't like it, we can open it up or close it a little bit, dial it in just right. All right, so just a little quick reminder. Whenever you're setting these dies up, I personally like to keep the lower one out a little bit more. So everything on the inside over here is going down and everything to the outside is going up. So when I put this in, just like this, you're going to see this go down and this ridge start to pop up. So let's go for it. Okay, so for the first run, we're really just testing pressure, which I feel the pressure in the knob as I come around. So almost one full turn after it makes contact. And that's what feels good to me for this line, for this material and what we're doing right here. It's all about feel. So once you feel that pressure, you're kind of regulated it back and forth as you go. I like to start on the inside lines. That way everything kind of flares out. And then when I do the outside, I can make sure that I'm pushing down, which is really going to give me a ridge to kind of pop it back up the other way. So I always prefer to start on the inside. That's just my personal preference. So we're going to continue moving forward, lining up right here on the edge. And then if you see, it's kind of feels like we're getting pressure right there. So I'm going to probably rotate this around all the way back to where it starts at. So it's going to be about one round of pressure, and that should feel about where I want to be, right there. So we can give it a little gas and see what happens. All right, so now that we've got our inside line done, now let's just chase this outside. Let's see if we can't get a nice little ridge that just comes up all the way around, kind of mimics the seat that we're already doing. Oh, there we go. So we have an inside line and an outside line. Nice clean little border that's consistent all the way around. So we're going to lay out the other one and throw it back on the seat and see what it looks like. All right, now that we got both of these rolled, let's clean them up, toss them on the seat. All right, so the next step we're going to do is to remove this back panel and lay out a tuck and roll design. Okay, now that we've got everything laid out, we're going to take it to the machine and let's get the bead rolling. Okay, now that we're at the bead roller, what we're going to do is we're going to make a series of lines going up and down, back and forth on both sides of the line, which is going to open it up and cause us to have a nice little puffy area on every one of these ribs. So it should give us a kind of a tuck and roll look as we're bead rolling it. So I'm going to open up my gap just a little bit on this die. And then once I got it open, then we're going to get to bead rolling. All right, as we keep going, I'm going to just do every one of these lines the same. And then when I get done, I'm going to spin the panel around and just repeat the process coming back the other way to give us the nice wide ribs as we go down the panel. So starting off, we're going to move this back, get to here. We're going to start down here on this bottom edge. And by the time we get to this line, we want to rotate it all the way around to our max pressure. Okay, now that we've got all our ribs going one direction, we're going to spin it around and just repeat the process going back the other way. So we're going to start over here and work our way down. Okay, so we just made our first pass, and we had the gap set about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. So we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to run it all one way, flip it around, run it again the second way. This time the only difference is the gap is just a little bit wider. All right, everyone, that's round 2 on the bead roller. We've opened up the gaps and got the ribs to pop up a little bit more. We're going to toss it in the seat and see what it looks like. All right, guys, that's going to end it for today on the seat. Let's do a little recap and talk about what we did to the seat today. First thing that we did is we went over the seat sides. We took these panels off and laid out a nice little bead roll around the edge, And then where it comes to this curvy section, I showed you a little trick about outlining it so that way you can get a nice consistent bead around a wavy edge. With those done, we went ahead and moved on to the back where I showed you how to lay out a tuck and roll style pleat, which we did on the 19-inch bead roller. Starting with an 1/8 inch gap, then we open up that gap to around 3/8 of an inch to get a lot more volume to lift up in the panel. So that's going to do it for part 2. And if you want to check out any of the tools that we used to build this seat, head on over to eastwood.com.